I've got a question for both of you. First of all, I really absorbed in reading this book, and learning about the life. The two chapter structures enables you to learn about the life of the two people, Fernanda, the mother of Cara, and Maju, the nanny, and understand how they stand, where they came from, what happened, and why Maju ran off with Cara, and what happened. But my question is, and as Christina says, it's a book that really absorbed me, was very nice to read, but also just shows you the state of inequality, social justice, what's going on in Brazil and lots of other countries. So thank you. But my question is, how did you choose how to end the book? As I read it, I kept thinking, how on earth is this going to end? Because Maju's there with Cara, called Anna now, up in the north of the country. Fernanda is worrying about when she's going to see Yara again, what's happening with her life, how she's going to continue the work, and why her husband didn't look after and the daughter better. And so I was always wondering how it would end. And when I read it, on one side, I was a little bit disappointed, because it felt like Fernanda gets off free because the daughter comes back, she does nothing about it, and Maju is left without Cara, without a job, without a husband, and without a chance to have her own child. So I wasn't really disappointed. It's just that I wanted to know what happens next. So I wondered, how did you choose to end it like this? Was it set out? Did you start like this? Or did it just grow as you wrote the book?
Muito prazer, Tereza. Obrigada pela sua pergunta. É uma
Teresa, thank
pergunta
you
muito
very much for
boa.
your question. It's a very good question, actually.
Às vezes, eu já fui roteirista de
Well, I
séries para
used to write
televisão no
scripts
Brasil,
for
e
TV
às vezes as
series in
pessoas me
Brazil.
perguntam se
And
você
every now
também
and then
sabe o
I
final dos
get this
livros.
question,
Eu
do you
acho que
also
nesse
know
ponto
how the
escrever
book is
roteiro
going to end?
para TV
And
e
I believe
livros é
that
muito
it's a
diferente,
big
porque nos
difference
roteiros
between writing
geralmente a gente já
scripts
trabalha
for
sabendo o
TV
final.
and
E para
writing a
mim, pelo
book. When
menos
you're writing a
nos
script, you
romances que eu
already know
escrevi,
the
eu
end.
nunca sei o
And
final
in
das
my case,
histórias.
every time I
Eu me
was writing a
considero,
novel, I
eu
didn't know
sei
how
um
it was going
pouco
to
à
end from the
frente.
beginning.
Eu sou
I,
míope,
I
né?
know a
Então
little
é mais ou
bit.
menos
Like,
assim.
I can
Eu
see very
vejo
well. I have myopia,
nebuloso
so I
aonde
see
os
things a
próximos
little bit
5 ou até 10
cloudy whenever they are a
capítulos,
bit far
mas eu
away
só
from me.
enxergo
And that's
mesmo
what
o
happens to the
próximo
chapters of
quando
my
eu me
book.
aproximo. É
The
como se eu
chapters that are
colocasse os
farther
óculos para
away
enxergar o
are a
próximo
little
capítulo.
cloudy to me, and I
Então eu
know
dei
exactly what's going
largada
to
com
happen the
algumas
next ones.
certezas que eu tinha.
So when I started
Primeiro,
writing,
esse
I had a
plano de
couple of
embaralhar o
ideas.
juízo moral do leitor.
So I
Eu
knew
queria que
that
o
I
leitor
wanted to make
começasse o
the
livro e
reader feel
pensasse que absurda
confused
essa
about
babá roubando uma
the own
criança,
morals of
e à
this
medida
whole
que fosse
story
lendo o
by being
livro, passasse a entender a
angry at this
motivação da
nanny for
babá e as
kidnapping the
questões
child in the beginning,
psicláticas
and then
que
as the book
levaram ela
goes
a tomar
on,
uma atitude
to
tão
realize why
inesperada.
she did
Mas eu não
that, what
sabia o
was
que ia
the reason, what
acontecer.
was the
O
despair
que é
that she was
curioso
feeling.
também
But I
é
didn't really
que
know what
quando eu
was going to
começo um
happen.
livro, eu
But what I
conheço os
find very
personagens,
interesting
mas
also
não
is at the
tanto.
beginning
Eu
of a
vou
book, of
conhecendo
writing a
melhor
book,
os
I know the
personagens à
characters, but
medida que eu
just
vou
a little
escrevendo o
bit.
livro.
And I start
Tanto que
getting
quando
to
eu
know them
termino um
deeper
romance, eu
as
volto
I
para
write
reescrever
it.
os primeiros
So what
capítulos,
also
porque eu
happens
já
very
estou
often is
muito
at the
mais
end
íntima
of
dos
the novel, I go
personagens.
back to the
E o
beginning
que
and I
aconteceu
rewrite the
foi que à
first
medida que eu fui
chapters because by
escrevendo o
then
livro,
I
eu
know
agora vou
those
dar um
characters
grande
better.
spoiler, então se
And
alguém
then
aqui
when
não
I was writing the
terminou, não
book, and now
leu,
I'm
me
going to give you a
desculpe que
very, very big
agora eu
spoiler.
vou
So in
entregar
case
muita
anybody
coisa.
did not read
Eu
the book to the end, I'm
senti
very
que
sorry
a
about
babá
that,
não
but there
poderia
comes the
ficar com a
spoiler.
menina,
But as I
porque eu
was
fui
writing, I
sentindo que a
realized that the
Maju era
nanny
uma
could
mulher
not
muito
keep that
boa,
baby,
né, de
that
muito bom
child,
coração.
because I
Então
realized
seria
that
um
she
ato
was
muito
such a good
radical ela
person. She had
tirar a
such a good
criança do seio
heart.
dessa
So it
família.
would be too
E aí,
radical
quando eu
to strip
descobri
this
isso,
child
eu
away
já
from the
comecei a
family.
imaginar o
And when I
final e essa
realized
volta
that,
das
I
duas.
started
Eu
realizing
sei que é
what
um
the end was
final
going to be, that she
agridoce,
was going to
é um
get
final
back.
que
I
agridoce
know
não,
the
ele é
ending
só
is a little
não é
bittersweet, or
doce, né? Ele é
it's not
difícil,
that sweet, it's a
mas eu
difficult
achei que
ending.
era um final muito condizente com a
However,
realidade do
I thought
Brasil,
this was a
porque é
very
assim que
adequate
todas,
ending for the
praticamente, as
Brazilian
babás
reality,
e as
because that's pretty
empregadas
much what
terminam
happens to
tendo um
most of the
tempo de
nannies,
vida
to
que foi
the
levado
housemates.
embora
They
e
end up
muito
with
poucos
this feeling that some
benefícios e
lifetime of them
recompensas
was
no
taken
final
away
dessa
from
história.
them, and they don't really get
E
much from
só
it.
para te
Not, they're
deixar
not
um
very
pouco
really,
menos
really rewarded by it.
desconsolada,
And
Teresa,
just to
a gente está
try to make you
começando
not
a
feel so
filmar Sweet
disappointed,
Tóquio agora no
we
Brasil
have just
e
started
o filme
filming
na televisão vai ser
Tokyo
um pouquinho
Sweet
diferente do
in
livro, então
Brazil,
quem
and
sabe
the movie is
fique
going to
aí
be a little
melhor
bit
esse final.
different from the book. So
Ok,
maybe you will have a chance
obrigada.
to get a different ending.
De nada.